Well, we got more great news in the world of video games. Sony just posted on their official PlayStation blog, consumer preferences in the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital. Physical game disc production and new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January of 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and retailers in a digital format only. This transition has no impact on games that already are released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. Now, that's all well and fine between now and then, and this is pretty much going to be what is going to be happening going forward, I think, for next gen. I think for the remainder of the PlayStation 5 generation, we'll probably see, obviously, we're going to see at least up until January 2028. We're going to definitely see physical games coming, but this is it. Physical games are going to be going away. Sony's just the first to kind of put it out there in terms of making a statement on what their plan is. I suspect that we probably will see something similar coming from Microsoft and Nintendo possibly as far as switching over to digital. There's nothing here in the statement that I see as far as backwards compatibility and having a disk drive in the PlayStation 6 as far as being able to play your physical games from previous generations. So the way things have been going, I don't see that being something that we're going to see going forward. I don't know if we're going to have a detachable disk drive like we do with the PlayStation 5 console we have right now. So it's an option if you do want to play your older games that are backwards compatible. But the big issue I have with this is that going forward, we're going to see just disc or digital only games. Disc is going to be completely gone. That means the used market is going to start drying up, and you're not going to find any newer games in the used market. So there goes stores like GameStop, and the GameStop was already kind of going away anyway. The GameStops in my area have already closed down, but this is going to definitely hurt the used market just that much more and kind of limit your options as far as where you can get your games. I know for the longest time Sony did not make this move for the longest time because they were for legal reasons, because it would create a monopoly and you could only buy PlayStation games on their particular store, but they will allow you to actually have the ability to buy physical games in retailers through a code that you can actually buy, kind of like what they're doing with Grand Theft Auto 6, where you basically will get the case, but there will be a code inside that box, which is honestly pointless. And this is something that I've kind of felt like, look, we've all known for a long time that we'll be going to an all digital future, and it would be an easier pill to swallow. Not something I would still be all for, but it'd be an easier pill to swallow if they actually pass those savings along to the consumer, whether that was making games cheaper or not requiring a monthly subscription to have certain features on PlayStation. And I'm using PlayStation as an example here, though, because they are the ones who came out with this statement, but this rings true for all gaming platforms if they choose to go with this going forward. But this is kind of my quick take on the situation. This is something we all saw coming. It's honestly not a good move. I'm not looking forward to it. I do enjoy actually being able to buy used games and kind of also share them and resell them if I don't use them anymore. And that's kind of gone away. There's some games I bought digitally years ago that I have not even touched, and it's just sitting there on a digital shelf. And also, thing is too, look at what Sony did recently. Sony recently just took away 500 movies off that people have actually bought with their own money, and they're not refunding them. The same thing is going to be able to happen here with video games, where basically you're not owning the game when you purchase it. You are just purchasing a license to play the game. So you're basically going to be paying $70, $80, $90, however much they decide to bring up games in the future, for just the right to play it. You're not going to be able to physically own the game anymore. And one could argue that's been going that way for a long time, because not every single game is actually on the disc. You have to download it a lot of times and things like that. This is kind of like the final nail in the coffin. And once January 2028 rolls around, that'll be it. It will be pretty much the end of physical media, and now the only question is who's going to be the next one moving all over to digital games. But this kind of my quick little rant on the situation. I'm not looking forward to this. There's honestly no positives here when it comes to gaming news lately, and it is just definitely a sad thing to say. But I would love to know your guys' take on the situation. What do you guys think about Sony switching over completely to digital games and getting rid of physical games altogether by January 2028? I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. As always, it's been James Blue Eye Tech. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.